All right. Methods of Inquiry, session 010. This is my final portfolio presentation. I'm actually on the road right now. I'm taking my dad to the airport in Chicago. Um, so I'm recording this ahead of time, so I'm just going to jump right in here. Starting out, we have my first project, the iterations and representation for the spider plant. These were my initial ideations from this project. I have my negative one here, my negatization of it was manual, my photo, my drawing, and my writing. The writing received like the most thumbs down of any of these, and my manual color swap received the best feedback. So those were the two that I had to improve on. Unfortunately, I lost in translation some photos and documentation of my little 3D pipe cleaner homeboy, and the second of my redos, if you will. The second being the writing redo, my like Da Vinci-esque or attempted a Da Vinci-esque journal entry from like an ancient early explorer about that blue and purple plant that I made in Photoshop. So this one, though, my record disc, was more of an exploration with Photoshop and my own interests in old records and old music. I was able to kind of take it and reformat it into something that would fit a record sticker, which was really, really cool. It was cool to try out, and putting the little details on there was awesome. So moving on now to my second project, which is actually project 3, were my material studies. My initials here were in cardboard. Cardboard was a really, really cool challenge. It was really interesting to work with. My grandfather actually does wood and metal quite a bit, and I have some early experience with that, but cardboard was really, really fun. I was playing a lot of Legend of Zelda at the time, and I was really inspired by old Egyptian motifs and early artwork, so this was just a really, really fun challenge to kind of try to make happen from nothing, legit, like a 4 foot by 2 foot plank of cardboard was all that I had, so, and all that most of you had, so it was really fun, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. In the second leg of our material studies, I was partnered with Lizzie and Dia to make something new from our paper, rope, and cardboard, and courtesy of Andy T, shout out the homie, we were able to get our hands on some really rigid, round cardboard like tubing to actually make this like telescoping structure out of. We went to the wood shop and cut that down because of how sturdy it was. And had to actually make some adjustments like lengthwise as well to make it all fit and quote-unquote telescope into itself. Wrapped it in paper, put the little slot in there so we could make these slides happen. And the way this thing kind of works is you have a backlit little light filter, and you put these slides in so that you can see the detail on them, like the planets, the moon, the stars, just to get some really cool information and functionality on it. We were going for narrative, and I think that we hit that. Yeah, thanks to my teammates. This was a really, really cool project. Yeah, moving on now to the fourth project, well, third, was my speculative proposal, or the prospective proposal. It was obviously research-based, and I wanted to take an architect's or engineer's approach to things this time around because it seemed more real to me. It seemed more like it could actually happen than something of fantasy. So this was a really, really cool challenge as well. And the goal here was to design LAX completely over again to improve on all of the things that are complained about now. LAX is one of the worst rated airports in the country, and I wanted to improve on its efficiency, legibility, accessibility, just to give people a much smoother ride, and literally, just a much easier time getting where they need to be in the airport. And make it easier on the traveler and at all levels of operation. So you can see here my diagrams that I included in my actual proposal packet. I have at the bottom here my redesigned layout for things and how you flow from one point in the airport to the next via roadway. And then up top, I actually have a diagram or a like a sketch of how things work in the actual terminal. So like a side kind of cross section of what it looks like from one end to the other. Clear from the highway where the traveler will come into the facility, clear across into each gate of each terminal, and the positioning of the planes. I have included structural details, energy housing, and ecological / economical impact details, everything you'd need to know as a structural engineer or architect of this place. And of course my little LAX Revival Southwest Americana poster. And now moving on to my second and final project in this class, Finding Time. My repeated project was all about meditation and active mindfulness. I actually was more diligent about this than I thought I would be, in all honesty. I took like a minimum of 10 minutes per day or per couple days toward active mindfulness and meditation. My uncle was a Buddhist for a long time and always spoke very highly of the effects of meditation, and I was just really eager to give it a try. And I kept a couple of logs to kind of keep myself on track, and I was very, very surprised with how easy it actually was to stick with, just because of how noticeable the effects are so quickly. To kind of like keep things logged for myself in like a more visual sense, I have like a written log, but I also have this, which is my drawing. I drew this like per day, started about 13 or 14 days into the practice, and I thought that this was a really cool idea because trees are often used as a symbol of wisdom and sort of old age. So taking time to draw rings, like rings on a tree, seemed like the perfect idea. So I did that with whatever pen I had access to at the time. I tried to stick with this gray one, but there were weekends when I was home and didn't get to, oops. Tried to zoom in there, but as you can see, I used whatever I had. Very, very like fun to take a look at. And here is my log, my written log. Nothing too exciting here. I color coded it so you can see what I was doing, when I was doing it, and based it on how I practiced. So overall, just wrapping up, I would just like to kind of say thank you to everybody. Andy, my teammates from Galileo, my classmates. It's been a really, really cool semester. It's been awesome to get to know all of you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next year. Thanks again. Hope all is well. Have a great one, and peace.